We got one more subject. We don't have to spend that long on it, but it's kind of dated. It came out some months ago, but I think it deserves to be talked about. So Alpha Wolf on stage called out venues for fucking taking merch cuts.
This was great.
And I think it's fucking great, but I will tell you this. It's 2022 at this point. They called out venues for taking merch cuts. I was in a band on tour nationally in 2009. Guess what? They were taking merch cuts. Okay. So the general public needs to know right now, this has been going on for a long time.
This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
And it actually bothers me a lot. It bothers me a lot because I see both sides. They got to make their nut too.
Right.
But the argument that I love, the singer of Alpha Wolf, the argument that I fucking love is he said, I don't get any money from the bar.
Exactly.
I don't get any money. Yeah. I don't get any money that you make. So if that's the case, all right, if they want to, you know, as a booking agent, you see this, play their fucking game. Tell them you want 10% of what the bar makes and see how they fucking feel about that shit.
Exactly.
Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to say, oh, no, we don't do that. Yeah. Well, fuck you then. Then you can't take a merch cut. And because you know what? Though. I remember, Mike, what was that place in Pittsburgh? Do you remember? What's that venue in Pittsburgh? The owners look like the fucking lead singer from the Smashing Pumpkins. They're all brothers.
Pittsburgh. Was it a Croc Rocker or something like that? Or
nah, man, it's like the church or some shit like that. Like it's got a name. It's got a name like that.
They made it in the church. They remodeled it into a venue. Okay, okay. I can't remember the actual name.
And I remember we were there for like an extra hour and a half after the show was over because they said we were trying to fuck them. Andy was trying to fuck him with the merch count, and they made Andy recount the merch 4 or 5 times. Yeah. And that shit right there to me, man, is just fucked up. 10% maybe. Most people can stomach 10%, but anything above that is just a crock of shit, man. That's just fucked up.
And it's also not like you're getting 100% of ticket sales. Yeah. Right? And that's another thing. The venue they don't understand like this compromising position where the bands could say, hey, yeah, give us some sort of bar sales, give us some sort of, and then you have these all ages venues, maybe don't do alcohol, but hey, you're also making a majority of the money off the ticket sales themselves, right? You're only, a lot of times you're only paying out the artist additionally if they meet capacity and then, you decide to do some extras or whatever. And so the fact that they're already taking some from the artist and then they have to stack this on, and this isn't every venue, I don't believe, but it is a lot of major venues throughout the country. And when you're doing this to a band like Alpha Wolf, who is a major touring band, internationally, mind you, right? They're coming from fucking Australia.
Right.
These guys are already not pinching pennies, but they're already budgeting, if you will, to come over and travel the States. It's expensive. And the fact that they've got to be the ones to call out the venues for doing this when you could have bigger bands calling out venues and probably getting better responses, I think that's just something that, and I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of them calling out crowd killing, right? You're at a show.
Yeah.
And learn the environment and read a room. But this is a good call out from them, and it is Alpha Wolf is a band that does like to take a little bit more of a social stance in terms of the music and the industry, and I support them on this one for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of different subjective opinions about the way things are, and whenever it comes to like moshing versus hardcore dancing versus whatever, that's just the things that the fans are making up on the spot when they're there. You know what I mean? Yeah, and expressing themselves. And it's like I've said to somebody else, like, no matter what music you're listening to or going to see, there will be a form of dancing. But whenever it comes to something like the business side of shit, especially whenever bands have been touring for so long and it was like, yeah, come play my venue. Yeah, come play my venue. And then one guy out of nowhere goes, hey, you know what? We're going to charge a merch cut. We're going to charge a merch cut just because y'all are playing at our place. Guess what? Those bands have been playing at your place forever, dude. Like, you're just making up some shit to get some more money, like, for no reason. I get inflation. I get times are changing. But why just make up some shit like that? You know what I mean? There has to be other ways to pay your people more. You know what I mean? So...
Yeah, but how long has this been going on, Mike? How long have we been playing in band? How long have you been playing a band before you got we were paying merch rates back in fucking 2006, 2007. Like, but it was only
I think
10%.
It was
It
like
was only 10%.
Well, that's the hard part about it. It's like the places that were not that popular, they didn't give a fuck about a merch cut. They're like, come in here.
No.
They're like, yo,
Exactly.
come in here, play a show. We want people to show up. We
Yes.
want to sell some liquor, you know?
And-
But whenever you went to that place that was a little bit of a step up,
House of Blues, dog.
yeah,
Yep.
stuff like that, they were like, nah, we made up this new thing.
That's why you
Merch
see
cut.
people are fucking pissed off when they go to shows and they see bands selling shirts for $30. Well, now you know why.
Yeah.
Now you know why, because the fucking venue's
Well-
going to take 10 of it.
Yeah.
You know, or the
So-
venue's going to
so-
take 8 of it or whatever. And
Now,
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but to tie into the same thing, we're talking about predatory behaviors with venues and promoters. You want to talk about merch cuts? What about pay to play? Like shit like
Yeah.
that. This isn't the only predatory thing that venues and promoters do. This is just one that's real easy to nip in the butt because it is primarily any band that goes to play. All right, if you're in a band and you're in the early stages, we've all experienced pay to play, I'm sure, and you're at that point where hey, you need to build yourself a little bit of a following before you can go and start playing with more well-known bands. That makes sense. But any band, a signed band on a label that's touring, an August Burns Red style band, bands that are well-known, national, international, they're all having to deal with this. And it's not going to get any easier for the young guys in the bands that are trying to make it for their first time or trying to just get into it because it's fun. You know, this is going to stale a lot of people's taste in the music industry because it's one of these predatory behaviors that doesn't need to be there for any reason.
Right.
The venue's already
Right,
making
I
money.
agree.
The bands are hopefully making some money, off
Yeah.
the ticket sales, maybe off the merch that they're actually bringing in, some records that they're bringing in. But there's no reason that venues need to take extra. It just doesn't make sense.
No, it's actually quite fucking bullshit. Like we had a homie on one of the first Summer Slaughter tours, and we went out to
Shout
Dallas to
out.
see him.
Damn.
Yeah, we went out to see him, and it's at the House of Blues, and it's really sick. Like, we're stoked to see him, and we're like, and Born of Osiris was on the bill, and this was back when Born of Osiris, like, they were just like road dogs because they weren't making
Discoveries,
money.
yeah,
They weren't doing nothing, And they played, and we were talking to this guy, and he was just like, "Yo, yeah." He's like, I was like, "Where's the Born of Osiris merch?" He's like, "Man, they're selling that out in their van." And we're like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, dude, fucking merch rate's 25%, dude. This is back in this was the second Summer
Yeah.
Slaughter tour.
07
So this was a
or
long
08.
fucking
Yeah,
time ago."
Yeah.
And he's like, "They're selling it out in their van." He said they can't afford to fucking pay a 25% merch rate.
Hey, shout
A
out to
merch
our boys
cut-up.
Vanna. I don't know if they did this on purpose, but our boys in Vanna, I think it was during your show at Chain Reaction in California. We went to go visit them,
Yeah.
and they said they had some waters spill over on their merch in the van. And so instead of pulling, and they looked at us and they were like, "Yeah, it's happened a couple times." And we were like, "Oh shit!" And they had to sell all their merch outside. And I was like, "Dang, dude, that makes so much sense nowadays." Damn,
Dude.
that sucks, bro. Yeah, predatory behavior. That's gross.
Dude, I know so many homies that had false bottoms in their merch tubs. they had false bottoms in their merch tubs, so they would have like a black layer on the very bottom, but they'd have shirts under it,
Yeah.
and so they would put shirts on top of it. So when they would dig through, they would just see that bottom and be like, "Okay, that's the end of it," and then they would keep merch in there. And like if you just looked at a merch guy's book, you would look at it and just be like, "This motherfucker's lying," because you flip
Right.
10 pages ahead in the book, you see the actual fucking numbers, this motherfucker's lying.
Well, I mean, whenever it comes to a fucking band, they're not going out of their way to invent new ways to fuck kids over or fuck
Right.
venues over. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like I'm not going to speak for literally everyone, but 95% of the bands are just there because they actually do want to play. They
Right.
actually do want to make some sort of money doing what they want to do.
Right.
So, there's not some band guild where everyone's like, what can we do next to try and fuck the venues over? But it
Dude.
seems like the other way around. That really does
No
happen.
moshing. No moshing is what we need.
Yeah,
Yes.
moshing fees.
Yes. We'll put signs
I was
up,
working-
and when the
I
signs
was
don't
working
work,
for-
we'll threaten them. Yes.
Man, I was working for someone, and we were out in San Francisco at the Regency, the place there in San Francisco, and the show was over with, and the guy who pretty much runs the business side of the band comes up to the merch guy, and he was like, "So, what's the merch cut?" And he tells him, he goes, "Nope, fix it." And I was like, what? And he was like, fix it. And so the merch guy had to go in and like lie about a bunch of more shit. And he goes, nope, that's not it again. Fix it. He made him change the numbers like 4 or 5 times because they would have had to pay. God, I think it was like going to be like $300 or $400 or even more than that.
Damn.
And
Ridiculous.
so, and he was like, nah, fix it. And he just kept telling, every time he'd tell him a number, he's like, nope, fix it.
That's
It was
that's
fucking
like
awesome.
king. That's some like medieval king shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're gonna play in my castle? No, merch cuts higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and miss me
You know,
if you're a venue that doesn't allow re-entry. If you're a venue that doesn't allow re-entry, kiss your fucking any headliner. Oh, eat my ass.
Yeah.
That's the fucking worst, bro.
But yeah, we've run out of subjects for tonight. It was, you know what? Honestly, it was a good show, guys.
This is
It was a
fucking
great
fire.
show.
Despite the
It was really
technical
good. I enjoyed it.
difficulties, sorry, we'll
Yeah.
figure that out for sure.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
professionals. We can
For
figure it
sure.
out.
I'm
But-
hoping I can come down there for the next one. I'm hoping my daughter gets her cast off the day before Thanksgiving, so
And we're not giving up
Ho-
on coming up there either. We're gonna come up there.
okay.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're gonna. Hopefully, I can come down there at least at some point. But we'll get that squared up. Whenever
Hey,
the
this is
time
working,
comes.
bro. I think
Yeah.
we're doing good. We're
Yeah,
doing good.
I
This is fun.
love the new additions, you guys. I mean, obviously we've all done shows together before, but just to have everyone working on different things,
Yeah.
you know, like as kind of a team, it
It's
it
good.
seems like
It's
it's
going along good.
working pretty good.
I like it.
You know, and you know, to anyone who's watching, you know, we have a new email, nerdingoutwithrickshaw@gmail.com. If you have suggestions on things you want us to talk about, if there are new subjects pumping out that you see that we're not talking about, if it's involving music or nerdy shit, movie, TVs, you know what I mean? Like any of that shit, and you want us to talk about it, just hit us up, talk to us. We'll hit you back, and maybe we'll consider it for the show.
On
So.
the social medias. Beyond the social medias,
Yes.
we're going to be sharing stories. Most of the time, once we finish the show, you're going to see a lot of clips. You're going to see a lot of best of segments. And then week before the new shows come out, you're going to start hearing about segments we're going to start talking about. You're going to hear about some ideas we've got coming up. Keep in touch. Are we doing personal shout outs as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Find me at Brian of Death on Instagram and Twitter. You can find my podcast, commonchaos.net, and The Common Chaos on Instagram and Twitter.
Toby,
it.
you want to go ahead?
Yeah, so I do a retro video game review show where we go over one video game per episode. It's called Secret Levels Podcast. It's on all the major podcasting platforms. I started streaming every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Look at you.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
It's so we're watching old commercials every
Hell
week,
yeah.
and they are fucking
Let's go.
ridiculous. So
Hell
come
yeah.
hang out on Twitch, Toby Von Doom on Twitch.
Hell yeah.
It just all my stuff is at badsecretmedia.com, so you can check out everything there, and yeah, go do that.
Awesome.
Fuzz.
I got fucking absolutely nothing, dude.
Fuzz is in a band called
Yeah. bro.
Terminator.
You have something.
I'm in a
Terminator.
band
What's
called
Terminator?
Terminated.
got?
Look us up, man. Terminated.
Go jam that
whatever.
single. It's all
Yeah.
in the hips.
It's all in the hips, baby. No, that's it. That's all I got. You guys are the fucking ones that have like stuff.
I mean,
to
you can
do.
shout
I
out your
don't.
personal Instagram too. You know, that's gonna help everybody.
Man, I don't give a fuck. I don't post nothing on
Terminated
that
Fuzz.
motherfucker. I only post stuff about my shoes. That's it. That's
It's all about the
And my
stories
kid.
nowadays, dude.
The fuzz. Hey,
I know,
shoes.
that's- I'm
Hey,
just
we
saying,
can get
that's-
some. We can get some sneaker talking here. We can get some fucking shoe talking.
Totally.
Dude, I got a fucking whole closet full of there. About 96 pairs is where I'm at right now.
Jeez.
So.
You're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, we're all pretty closeted, you know, around here.
Yo,
What
yo,
are we?
yo,
Hey, are you?
yo.
Did you invite me on this show for like some like? Are you?
I invited
That's the
you.
only
Know what?
reason.
You're gonna try
The
to fuck me,
here's
bro?
what here's
Are you
what
gonna
it
try to
is.
fuck
I've
me?
tricked you into dressing up the way you are right
You're
now,
gonna
just
try
so
to
we
fuck
can
me.
try
Oh,
and fuck.
shit.
You're gonna
Yeah,
try to
dude.
fuck me.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all
Damn.
are fucking dogs. Sorry, bro.
Anyways, I
Damn.
am Michael Martin, aka Rickshaw, aka Field Dog today.
Fieldy,
But
baby.
like I said, hit us up at nerdingoutwithrickshaw@gmail.com. Hit it if you have comments or anything. Like the video. Follow us on here. Subscribe to the YouTube. We also have Instagram, Nerding Out with Rickshaw. We have Facebook. Go like that shit. Hit us up anytime. Give us comments. My personal Instagram is I Hate Ghosts. Yeah, I'm always posting my story.
Give us something to talk about.
Yeah. Can someone give us something to talk about?
Get 'em.
But anyways, yeah, I think we still might do a show and tell, but I'm not even gonna ask Fuzz to be involved in that. This motherfucker's got to go to sleep, take care of that kid, wake up early, and pay the bills.
I
you know
gotta
what I'm saying?
pee.
Yeah, I gotta pee too. But thank
Yeah,
you
I'm old as
everybody
fuck.
for coming on in. Thanks for fucking giving us some yo time. And it's always
Yo.
gonna be on a Thursday, y'all. So expect that in November sometime, probably middle of the month.
Watch the socials. Watch all the socials, and you'll
Watch
find out.
the socials.
Yeah, follow
Let's
us and
do
you'll
it.
find out. But you know what? Even fucking
Tell
rappers
us your favorite
cry.
Thanksgiving food.
Yo, even fucking rappers cry, bro.
Even fucking rappers.
It's been good
cry.
hanging
Turn
out.
the
Thank
Winnie
you,
roast.
everyone.
The Winnie roast.
All right, see y'all later, nerds.